Yo, what is going on everyone? This is Regan and welcome back to yet another unboxing and review video. So today we are going to take a look at this recently released figure of Hot Toys. I think it's been a week or more than a week since I picked it up, this figure. So finally I'm going to open it because I didn't get a chance to open it right away. That's how busy I am. I need to catch up a lot of stuff, from work and not only in this channel. And there's so many figures that recently released, I need to unbox that first before this one because this one just came late. So that's why, and I'm still excited to share with you guys, even though for sure you guys watch a lot of videos of this figure. So thank you for taking time to watch again. I really appreciate it, for staying here. So here we go. This is none other than Avengers Iron Man Mark 6 2.0. And I haven't uploaded my first version of this Mark 6. Anyway, this is with a suit-up gantry, the whole or full suit-up gantry MS688 diecast 53 1/6 scale collectible set. And before we start, if you're new here to our channel, please consider to subscribe and press the notification bell as well if you want to get notified once I upload a new video, especially Hot Toys. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so here is the art box. Woo, really nice right there. Actually, just like the recent Iron Man figure that I unboxed, the open armor, the quality of the print. Well, let me remove the plastic first. Damn, oh my goodness. All right, so this is the back part right here. Front part is right here. That is really nice. Print, I think pretty decent, I would say not that really special, very straightforward. Iron Man, that's it. Iron Man art box. I love this part right here. The kind of the usual art cover print right here on the top. It's actually pretty cool. Yes, actually you could do a somehow kind of like a more rectangular print, like you could frame it, right? Kind of like that, For sure, you're not really gonna do that. Anyway, so we got two packaging parts here. Okay, got the first one right here, which the figures is inside, and then we got the big plastic packaging tray right here. The suit-up gantry, actually, yeah, the suit-up gantry. There you go. So we got two packaging tray right here. I'm gonna start with this one first. Alright guys, so this is all the stuff, all the accessories that you're going to get from the first plastic packaging, which is the suit-up gantry, assemble parts, and yes, I think that's it. It's a lot and it's quite huge, so later we're gonna assemble this one, okay? Alright guys, so we got the styrofoam packaging right here. Let me take it up first, the underneath packaging, which the other accessories of this figure. So we got the batteries for the figure. I wish it is also USB powered, that figure. But anyway, and then we got the instruction sheets. Of course, you really need to check this out if you're going to order that, what is this, the gantry. So you won't miss some parts, once you start to assemble that suit-up gantry. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna put this on the side. Of course, the batteries. Okay, Oof, I love this one, guys. I love those interchangeable parts. All right, guys, so we have a lot of accessories right here, a lot of swap out parts, you know, right there. The details, those armor are really, really nice, guys. I mean, like, look at that. The details, the paint application, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so later we're gonna assemble that. Okay, so now let's take it out the figure. Oh my goodness, I'm really excited about this one. Whew. Oh my goodness, this is really, really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the interchangeable hands. So we're gonna get these feet, a pair of feet gesture, very nice. And then repulsor, fire repulsor gesture. And then this one, a relax, just a standard relax open hands with movable fingers. There you go. If you have Iron Man figures, for sure you're already familiar with this one. And then we got the neck cover or neck armor for that extra head sculpt. And then we got the front plate armor with the battle damage, details, paint application. Absolutely incredible. Look at that. This one is not die-cast. It looks like made up plastic material. And of course, we got the front face plate armor of the helmet with the battle damage details as well. Okay, and right here we got the extra head sculpt of Tony Stark. Okay, there you go. Looks really good, especially the details. And later we're gonna talk about this one because it's kind of like different, right? I mean, like the facial expression. Okay, so later we're gonna talk about that. And of course, the main figure right here, the Mark 6 armor. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Let's remove the foams. Alright, so that's pretty much everything included inside that styrofoam box. So now we're gonna go through the articulations and let's test the range of motion before we play around with those accessories and swap out parts as well. Okay, I'm gonna start from the head. If you have Iron Man figure or if you have the first version, it's pretty much the same articulations. Okay, so I'm gonna test this one. I just enjoyed, you know, doing articulations. Okay, and then look down, look up, right there, twist side to side, very smooth. Then I would say, not so tight. And then moving on to the arms, 90 degrees. Okay, there's also articulations on the shoulder armor, twist, and then up and down right there. Okay, so you could raise the arms all the way up, actually 360. So you could rotate that shoulder joint right there, pretty smooth. Okay, and there's also extra movement on the inner shoulder joint, kind of like this. So we're gonna pull this. Oh, this one's still tight. That's good actually though. Yes, there you go. So you could have extra range of motion when doing some more squeeze of the arms to the front or towards to the front. Okay, something like this. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's very common to any Iron Man figures. So this is how it looks like. So kind of like extra range of motion there. Okay, and then of course you could do. Oops! Wow, I dropped the. Because this is magnetically designed, so that's why it's so easy to detach from the body. So anyway, just be careful when moving it. And then up and down, extra up and down there, movement on the shoulder. So now we're gonna bring it back just like that. Bam. Okay, now moving on to the swivel. You could also swivel as well. It has some extra joints there. Okay, extra movement, swivels. This one's still tight. Okay, and then elbows. Okay, so we got double joint right there. Same on this one as well. Perfect. Okay, and then the wrist joints. Yeah, standard one, I would say. Okay, there you go. And then for the upper body, so the upper torso, it has some extra joints as well that you could move, twist around. I just don't like this part. I mean, like this one is so easy to detach from the body. I really hope that the glue that they use on this one is strong. Okay, movement. There you go. Twist. Ooh. So that's why we have to pull this waistline joint. There you go. So we could get extra range of motion. So crunch in, arch. That's it. So not much, I would say. Okay. just very small movement on the waistline part. Okay, twist. That's it. So now we're gonna bring it back. There you go. So it has two parts, so yeah, kind of like to extend that upper body or that waistline, that ab articulation. Okay, now moving on to the legs. So the hips part, those parts on the hips is also movable, like this one. This is very standard, and also on this one. Okay, but this one, nah, this one, no. Okay, so just extra range of motion if you're going to do some like wider open legs like this. This is pretty tight actually, guys. Ooh, pretty scary actually too. Yeah, this is actually pretty tight. So I think that's it. You know, the max movement. But we could also pull this down. But again, it's very tight. You know. So ratchet joint, so all the way up there. Okay, so if you're gonna do some kneel down, you know, superhero pose, kind of like this. Okay, so you could twist that, swivel that all the way up to 90 degrees. There you go. Okay, very nice engineering, I would say. I'm not really sure yet if this is the same with the first version, so I hope I could review that first before I do a comparison. Okay, that's it, and then all the way to the back as well. Okay, bam. So that's why it has this extra movement on the hips. Okay, so you could lift out, so you could do up and down on this one. Ooh, I cannot move this one. This is weird. Wow, this is really tight. Yeah. So meaning, but only this one, because this one is so tight. You know, I cannot really move up and down. Supposed to, yeah, it has, you know, supposed to have that, you know, movement or joint here, but this one is so tight, like really tight. See? Wow, that is, I'm not sure if it's only stock, but probably gonna bring this one to you know, to the shop so they could check if it's really like that, because yeah, of course I need to know. Because I don't know if I'm pulling it like correctly or like it's like stuck there, so I need to know that. Okay, anyway, I think that's it, you know, but I think it's pretty fine, you know, not that really big issue. So swivel on the legs right here, there you go, and the knees. Okay, also on the other side as well, double jointed, absolutely fantastic. Okay, ratchet joint, I really like, you know, doing articulation because, you know, I could feel those movements. And then the ankle part right here, flex and point, side tilt, nah, twist, no, it doesn't have to. Okay, but the toes, I believe there's some extra toes. Yeah, there is, but I have to change this one. There you go, just a little bit, I would say. Can you see? Right, so not that really big. I don't know why. It should be. There you go. Yeah. Okay, that's the max. Same other side as well. So point and flex. So there's also movement the back of its ankle. Okay, then that's it. Yeah, so you could lift that. So kind of like a flap, you know. Okay, there you go. So I think that's it for those, for the articulations. And yeah, I guess so. I think that's it. Okay, and also movable parts. Okay, so again, this one has some articulation as well. Okay, so now let's try to play around with the swap out parts, especially the armor. But wait, I'm not yet done. So for the shoulders part, there's a extra movement, or that you could actually open to see those missiles weapon. Okay, right there, that's really cool. And also the air flap, you know, I forgot that. I forgot this one, this one at the back. There you go. Okay, and then this one right here as well, and this one too. and that's it. Okay, I believe this is where you're going to put the batteries, okay, for the chest reactor. Okay, so I think that's it. There you go. Beautiful details, you know, absolutely incredible. Especially the weathering, really nice. Okay, all right, so I think that's it for the movable parts on his armor. Okay, let's put it back. Okay, so now let's try to change the helmet, front face helmet. There you go. Let's change to battle damage first. There you go. And then next is the front chest plate armor. Let's change it to battle damage. Very nice details there. Okay. I'm gonna wait. We could use this one. There's two swap out parts on the chest plate. There you go. So this is the battle damage. And then wait. This one is, there you go, detachable. So we're gonna use this one. Here you go. Okay. And then you could also move that missiles or the weapons on his shoulders. Okay. And same on the other side for the arms. There you go. Here you go. And what's good about those swap out armor is that there's also magnet aside from the hole, so you could easily attach those pieces, you know, like those armor pieces. There you go. Very easy. There you go. And then this one as well. All right, so the whole forearm, it's going to look like this. So you could change the four sides, the four corners to open armor that you could really show those weapons and missile, which is absolutely incredible. And then same on the other side. All right, so already attached all the swap out or interchangeable parts on the forearms armor, those weapons, which is absolutely incredible. You can see right there. Okay, just be careful when putting it because you might gonna break those flap out parts, you know, those yeah, because it's kind of like, you know, fragile, I would say. So just be careful when putting it, you know, especially when you're going to press, you know, those parts. Okay, avoid that. And I think that's it. Really nice. Okay, and then you could also change this hand, so we could also use the laser. Here you go. So we're gonna put this laser beam effect right here. Okay, there you go. Okay, that looks really, really cool. Right, so I think that's it for the battle damage or battle mode version, battle mode look or battle damage look. Okay, so now let's try those skeleton part, like this inner parts of the armor. I'm gonna start on the chest. So this one right here, this one is actually really, really cool. And then this one right here is actually not attachable to the back because there's no way to remove those air flaps. And yeah, so it's not attachable here. So this one is kind of like an accessory for that, what is this, for that suit up gantry that we're gonna hang it to the arm, one of the arm of the suit up gantry. So we're gonna use this one later, okay? The details and paint application on this one is absolutely incredible, okay? So now let's move on to this. So this one is die cast material and it's really, really nice. I love the magnetic design. It's actually pretty strong. So this one is made out of plastic material. There you go. That is beautiful. And then other side as well. And then this one right here. Bam, perfect. Look at that. That is so beautiful, right? I wish we could really change all the parts of his armor like to this one, right? Anyway, moving on to this shoulder armor. So these red color shoulders armor are made out of die-cast material. And once we change it to the bone armor or the inner part of the shoulder armor, that one is only made out of plastic material, okay? And then when changing the neck to the head sculpt of Tony Stark, make sure you pull down that neck because this one is quite tight to the neck joint. So you really have to somehow like push all the way to the front, you know, so you could be able to remove that neck part. And then now let's attach the head of Tony Stark. And then just don't forget the extra piece or the cover for the neck, that neck piece armor, I would say. But I find it that the neck piece armor is kind of like too tight to the neck of Tony Stark. I mean, in the long term, it's probably gonna leave some marks, on the neck, probably red color marks in the neck. So better to put some extra plastic to protect from scratches or some stains on the neck part. So just saying, so just be careful on it. But everything else looks good, once you move the neck or once you move the head to the side, side to side, I think it looks great. Okay. As always, Hot Toys always nail their Iron Man figures, like, the details, the paint application. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, the weathering, especially the weathering, actually, yeah. And then just the quality of those plastic material, not that really, really good, but overall, Iron Man figures, they're already like somehow like already mastered. Just sometimes like maybe probably some paint chip, those are the flaws that you're probably gonna encounter on Iron Man figures. But again, overall, again, this figure, this Iron Man Mark 6 2.0 is absolutely beautiful. Like, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at the details, the paint application, the weathering, right? Okay, and the colors, actually, it's kind of like matte paint, so not a glossy one. I think usually, because they usually made a glossy one. I think the first version is kind of like glossy paint, but this one is kind of like a little bit matte paint. Still shiny, but not that noticeable, I would say. Yeah, so later I'm gonna compare that, like, like detail by detail. But for now, let's enjoy this Mark 6 2.0. And then lastly, my opinion to the head sculpt. I think it looks great. I think it looks incredible. The details, the texture, the skin tone, absolutely beautiful. However, I find it that the shape of the head sculpt is not that. I mean, it's quite big, I mean, yeah, that's how I see it. I mean, compared to the other Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt, I think this one is a bit bigger, than the other head sculpt. I'm not sure. So that's why the other collectors are kind of like hesitate to this head sculpt, like that doesn't look like Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. But it looks great. I think the likeness, the resemblance is quite there. It's already there, but it's just that somehow the shape, there's something here like that. It's too chubby, like it's quite big, right? Yeah, if you're going to look at your Tony Stark or other Iron Man figures, I mean, like it's a bit different. That those are kind of like a bit slimmer face, but this one is kind of like more rounded shape, and then the facial expression actually fine. It's just that the shape of this one, that's why it doesn't look just some part that doesn't look like him. But overall, still great and amazing. I mean, like, yeah, it looks beautiful. See. Ha, it's just that some part probably around here, maybe that kind of expression is not that, they didn't really capture the proper look. But anyway, so I'm gonna test first this separate rolling eyeballs. There you go. That is actually pretty cool. Nice. Perfect. Great job on the separate rolling eyeballs, Hot Soy. So I think we could be able to do some extra expression on the face, even if the face sculpt or the head sculpt is kind of like just a little bit off, but overall still great, in person, once you get this in your hands, you're probably gonna understand what I'm trying to say. So anyway, beautiful. So moving on to the batteries, to the LED light up function. So already tried and test the LED light up function. I think everything looks great and fine. Now let me show you guys. So this one right here, the usual, the standard, not so strong, but there you go. And this one right here. Okay, so the standard, LED light for Iron Man figures. Actually, what I really like is once you turn on this arms part, you're gonna see those blue light inside the missiles, which is really cool. And then the standard, light up on the repulsor, which is okay, not that strong. And then also on the other side as well. There you go. Okay, which it is, a USB powered, so we could really enjoy that, LED light up function on the what is this, on the armor. And then this one right here, the chest reactor, there you go, also not that strong. It's like it's not really noticeable, although you could see some nice blue light there underneath, which is beautiful. But on the chest, not that much. I would say like standard. Okay, so I think that's it for this Iron Man figure. So now let's assemble and let's review that suit up Gantry and assemble it. Okay, so now let's review this suit up Gantry parts. I'm gonna show you guys those movable parts, the paint application, the details, and the LED light up function of this suit up Gantry. I'm gonna start with these arms of suit up Gantry. So it has some articulations at the bottom, right there, pretty smooth. Also the middle part, okay, and then this one right here, this one as well. So you can really play around on these arms. There you go. That is actually really cool. So we got pair. So that's only one piece, and this one is a pair. So you can see right there, but not exactly a pair one because it looks different, especially on the top. But you could also move this one in the middle. Also here, also the bottom. That's a lot of articulation right there. And then last pair right here, that kind of like a pair, but again also different on the top. Okay, and then there you go. Also this part, also the bottom. So this one, the paint application of these arms are really nice, pretty neat, I would say, and it has some decent weathering effects, at the same time. So yes, there you go. Okay, and then moving on to this part right here. This is the big circle, that kind of like the arc of the Gantry, which is absolutely incredible. I like the paint application on this one, very neat, and the weathering effects absolutely incredible as well. And yeah, pretty heavy and hard as well. And you can see actually those LED light strips right there. So all of that circular parts of the suit up Gantry has that LED light strips. So that's where we're going to get those light up function. And of course we got the holder, also the crutch holder as well here. And this one, we got the extra parts. Probably we're gonna put it at the back, okay? So later we're gonna check it out. Also, it has some LED light strips right there in the middle, okay? And then the weathering paint application, absolutely fantastic. Okay, pretty hard plastic as well. So all of it is made out of plastic. And then last but definitely not the least is these stairs right here. This is where we're going to connect the USB. There you go. Okay, so we got the switch right here, and then that's it. I hope we could actually use batteries, but we don't need to think about that. It's better to use the USB powered right there. So pretty heavy. There you go. Okay, and also the paint application, details, and weathering, absolutely fantastic. There you go. Okay, so now let's assemble it. Alright guys, so this is the final look of the suit up Gantry of Mark 6 2.0, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Especially with that LED light up function. Oops, the light up strips. I think it looks really nice. So those arms, those mechanical arms, you could put any parts of the armor of the Mark 6 2.0. So it's up to you how you're going to, design it. But yeah, it looks really cool. There you go. And pretty strong. I really wish that it will last longer because those LED strips, I think for sure those are like the common, LED that we usually buy online. But again, the overall look of the suit of Gantry is absolutely fantastic. Only if you have space, but of course, because this is quite huge. I mean, like it's really gonna eat a lot of space. Imagine if you're going to put this in your shelves, like probably you're gonna eat like 6 7 figures, or actually more than that. Well, you could actually use this one like as a what's this as a stand of your Iron Man figures. You could actually display them here like together. That's actually awesome, like probably two each, or maybe one each. Then at least you're not gonna say that you don't have space for your other Iron Man figures. You could actually use that, I mean, if you really want to. But then of course, if you have extra space, if you have big space, then there you go. You could actually, this is definitely a must-have. I would say accessories or parts or diorama in your Iron Man collection. So here you go. It's actually very easy. I actually really like that what's this, that holder, that brush holder, but I find it that not that really safe. So better to put some extra, I don't know, like probably like glue tack or like a tape, so it won't move, because it's when it's like kind of like, it's somehow you could easily move this one. I mean, like once you put the figure, like it could easily move somehow. So just be careful on that. And then, but everything else, I think looks fantastic. The details, the weathering, especially the paint application, absolutely fantastic. Okay, there you go. Bam. And my final thoughts to this Hot Toys Avengers Iron Man Mark 6 2.0 with the complete suit of Gantry. I would say it is absolutely beautiful. I think it is a great looking piece, especially if you're a diehard fan of Iron Man. I think this is definitely a must buy, a must have figure in your Iron Man collection. I think it's gonna give some big presents in your Iron Man collection. I'm really excited to display them together with my Iron Man figures, but I need to set up properly because that is a quite huge display. I mean, especially that suit of Gantry. But overall, this figure is absolutely beautiful. However, as always, there's always a flaws on every figures of Hot Toys. And then this one, I think the overall look looks great. But the head sculpt, again, something like not right. So I think you know what I'm trying to say, and you probably saw that too. But overall, still great. I mean, like if you don't like to use that head sculpt, just the pure Iron Man. But actually, I'm gonna use that, and well, we could actually exchange it to our old head sculpt of Tony Stark. So maybe we could use that, from our Iron Man figures. But overall, again, still great, still amazing. It's just that if you have big space, I think better to get this one. And then if you're going to ask me if that suit of Gantry is worth it or if you really need to buy it, I mean, for me, in my honest opinion, if you have extra budget, get that for now. You could keep that inside your box and then just keep it there. And then once you get a big space, I mean, like if you really like Iron Man figures, I mean, like you could just keep that like diorama suit of Gantry, and then later if you like somehow for some reason you become lucky, you become more rich, and you get a bigger place, then you can finally display that, then that's it. Because later we don't know if someone's gonna sell that for a really cheap price. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but of course, if you really want to buy the Iron Man Mark 6 and then suddenly you just decided to okay, maybe I want the suit of Gantry, and then you only buy the which is the Iron Man figures alone, then you're probably gonna waste money because you didn't get that suit of Gantry. Just saying, that's just my honest opinion. Okay, I think that's about it. That's all I could say, and thank you if you reached this part. for staying, so because it's quite long, but of course I'm still happy to share with you guys these figures. So thank you, and let me know what you think about this figure as well. Feel free to comment down below, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, until then, see you on the next one. Peace.